My name is Mabou Loiseau. I'm 7 years old. Today, I get to be my own teacher. I fired Mommy. Too much money. I'm just kidding. So, let the magic begin.
$6,798,532 divided by 74. Okay, solve this for me.
Okay. So, let me get my commas out of the way so I don't get confused. We have to take two numbers from the dividend. But the 67 is too small for the 74. Therefore, I have to add one more digit. So now we have 679. So we're going to consider the 67. Let me just take this so I don't confuse myself. And the 7. So we need a number. When multiplied by 7 gives you a number close but lower than 67. So, here it goes. Oh, I know! It's 9! Oh, and let me show you this trick. I have two tricks. One is for my mom and one is for me. Let me show you my mom's first because I don't really like it. But that's okay, my mom didn't hear that. So, here's my mom's trick. The hand you start with is holding the tens, and the rest is holding the ones. So, you can start with any hand you want, but always start with your pinky. So, let me start with my left hand. So, here it goes. They have 4 here, right? So we're gonna count 4 on my finger. We have 3 left. And the rest is 6. So the answer is 36. And here is my trick. We're gonna see which one you like best. Tell me. We're gonna use the same example. 9 times 4. And what you're gonna do is subtract 1 from 4. And that's equal to 3. The 3 is the 10th. The first answer you find is always the tens with the subtraction. So, let's continue. And 4 needs 6 to be 10, right? So, the answer is 36. my 36. So what you do is put your 6, then you put your 3, then you circle it, so you can add. And 9 times 7, and I said we're going to subtract 1 from the 7, and that's 6. You already know that it's 60 something. And 7 needs 3 to be 10, so you know that it's 63. So let's continue. But instead of putting 63, I put 66 because I add 3 to the 63. I don't need this anymore, so I can just cross it, but you don't have to. So now let's subtract. So 9 minus 6 is 3. And 7 minus 6, as we said earlier, is 1. And 6 minus 6 is 0. Super easy. And let me add my 8. And we're going to consider the 13 again. We're still considering the 7. So we're going to find a number close but lower than 13 when multiplied by 7. So 13. Oh, I know. It's times 2. Oh, 7 times 2 is 14. It's too big. So let me just put 1 instead. So 1 times 4 is 4. I put my 4. And 1 times 7 is 7. So let's subtract. 8 minus 4 is 4. Oh look, they have a regrouping because the 3 is smaller than the 7. So, but the first thing you do, you put your 1, then you cross the next number. And this next number is the 1. So you put a 0. And 7, as I said, needs 3 to be 10. 3 plus 3 is 6. The answer right here is 0. 0 minus 0, 0, of course. So, let me add my 5. And let's consider the 64. And we're still considering the 7. We need a number close but lower than 64 multiplied by 7. I know, it's 8. And 8 times 4, I'm sorry, I don't have any trick for this one. So, 8 times 4 is 32. So, I put my 2, then I put my 3, then I circle it. And 8 times 7 is 56. But we're not putting 56 anymore. We're putting 59 because we're gonna add 3 to the 6. let's subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. And look, they have regrouping. I put my 1, and I cross my 6, put my 5, and ready to go. 9 needs 1 to be 10. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So I put 5. And 5 minus 5 is 0. And let me add the 3. So consider. So we need a number, as I said, close to 53, but lower than 53 when multiplied by 7. So we're gonna need, gonna be 7. So 7 times 4, I know 7 times 3 is 21. So I just add 7 to the 21. It's 28. 8. Then I put my 2 and circle it. And 7 times 7 is 49. It's 51 because I added 2 to the 49. So let's subtract. So I put my 1 across my 3 because it's a regrouping. So I put 2. 8 needs 2 to be 10. 2 plus 3 is 5. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And 5 minus 5, 0. So add my 2. Now, we're gonna need a number. When multiplied by 7, it gives you a number close, but lower than 15. So let me just underline the 15. Okay. Oh, I know. Let's use 2. Because 2 times 7 is 14. So let's continue. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 7 is 14. And let's subtract. So 1 cross my 5, put my 4. Okay. And 8 needs 2 to be 10, as I said. So 2 plus 2, my 4 higher. So 4 minus 4, 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have no more numbers to add. So we put a 0. And once we put our 0, we have to put our decimal. So 40 is still too small. So we add a 0 here because it's impossible. But I want to continue, so I add a 0 here. Now it's perfect. So we're going to consider the 40 with the 7. So we're going to need a number multiplied blah 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 blah. So we're going to use 5. So 5 times 4 is 20. So I put my 0 here. Then I put 2. And I circle. Let me get off my chair. My chair is too high. And 5 times 7 is 35. So instead of putting 35, I'm gonna put 37. So let me put my 37. 0 minus 7 is equal to regrouping. So I put my 1 plus my 4, put my 3. And 7 needs 3 to be 10. So 3 plus 0 is 3. And 3 minus 3 is 3. I'm just put my minus sign. And this is the reminder. And this, which we also call the answer, is called the quotient. And this is called the divisor. And this is the dividend. And ta-da!
3 over 4
3 over 4
divided by 12.
divided by 12.
Okay, solve this.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a 1 because 12 divided by 1 is 12. So I didn't change the value. And as I said, a division is a multiplication in disguise. So, put my 3 over 4. Then I put my multiplication sign. Then I just flip this. I put 1 over 12. So now I'm gonna cross simplify. Because this turns into a 4. And the 3 turns into a 1. So it's 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 4 times 4 is 16. So is equal to 1 over 16. And this is the answer. Ta-da! So, the first thing you do is move your decimal point. Both of them. One step. And when it's at the end of the number, it lost its value. So we don't need it anymore. And now we have two whole numbers. A 0, because it's impossible. I'm going to put a 0 because I want to make it work. I put my decimal point because once I put the 0, I have to put a decimal point. So now we use two numbers, the 23, and we use the 2. 8, because you can find 2 in 23 11 times, but you can't not put 11 because the 11 is too big for the 8. And when you try 9, the 9 makes a number that's too big. So let's use the 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. So I put my 6 and I circle it and I put my 4 below the 0. And 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 plus 6 is equal to 22. So, now let's subtract. Let's put our 1 and cross our 3, put our 2. And 4 needs 6 to be 10. So 6 plus 0, 6. And 2 minus 2 is 0. And 2 minus 2 again is 0. So now we have 6. So I have to add a 0. Now I have to put a 2. So 2 times 8 is 16. So right here, I put a 1 and circle it. 6. And 2 times 2 is 4. But instead of 4, we're going to put 5. Let me put my sign. And now it's regrouping time. 1, and cross my 6 and put my 5. And 6 needs 4 to be 10, so 4 plus 0 is 4. So now it's 5 minus 5, which is 0. And this is our reminder, and this is our quotient, and this is our divisor, and this is our dividend.
.02 divided by 24.
Okay. So the first thing you do, you count the 2 decimal numbers. You know why? Because you cannot make the division with a decimal point here. So let's count them. 1, 2. So we're gonna put 2 zeros, and so we can erase the decimal point. But because we erased the decimal point, now these 2 zeros don't have any big value anymore. So we have to erase them too. 2 divided by 2400. Oh no, it's 2 is too small, way too small. So let's put a 0 because it's impossible. I want to continue. So let me put one more 0. And once I put a 0, I have to put a comma. And 20 divided by 2400, and the 20 is still too small. So I put a 0 because it's still impossible. But I still want to continue. So let me put another 0. And 200 divided by 2400, it's still too small and impossible. So let's put an other 0 because it's still impossible. So I have to put another 0 if I want to continue, and I do. So I put it. And 2000 is still too small for 2400. It's still impossible, so I put a 0. But I want to continue, so I put another 0. And now it can work. We're gonna use 20 with 2. 2 times 10 is 20. But we can't put 10 here. So let's try 9. 9 times 0 is 0. And 9 times 0 again is 0. And 9 times 4 is 36. And let me circle my 3. Make it right. minus sign. And 9 times 2, 18. But here we have to put 21 because we added 3 to 18. But look, this one is bigger than the 20,000. So we have to pick a smaller number, which is 8. Let me erase. Eight times 0 is 0. And 8 times 0 again is 0. And 8 times 4 is 32. And 8 times 2 is 16. But instead of putting 16, we're going to put 19 because we added 3 to the 16. And I got my minus sign. And I don't really need to circle the 3. So I'll just leave it the way it is. And now it's subtracting time. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 0 minus 0 again is 0. And now it's regrouping time. 1. Then I cross my 0. And I put a 9. But once you cross the 0 and put the 9, you have to cross the 2 and put a 1. And 2 needs 8 to be 10. So 8 plus 0 is 8. And 9 minus 9 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. And now I add a 0. Let's consider 8 and 2. It would be 4, but because of the 4, it would be too big. So now let's try 3. 3 times 0 is 0. And 3 times 0 again is 0. And 3 times 4 is 12. 2. And then I put my 1. And 3 times 2 is 6. But I have to add a 1, so it's 7. Oh, it's good. Subtraction time. So 0 minus 0 is 0. And 0 minus 0 again is 0. Let me get my 0. Well, 0 minus 2, so we have to regroup. I put my 1, cross my 8, and turn it into 7. Okay, so 2 needs 8 to be 10. And 8 plus 0 is 8, duh. And 7 minus 7 is 0. So as you see, again, it's 800. So if we kept on putting the 3, all we would find is 3. 3.